What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. Today we're going to be talking about Week 8, the Sunday games, 2021. We start off with the Bengals and the Jets. I don't know how this happened, but it is Halloween, and the Jets were able to beat the Bengals. Now, I'm not saying that, the Bengals are one of the most, premier teams, but they are very, very formidable, and I still believe that they're going to be a threat to a lot of people that have to play them, going forward. So I wouldn't say... this is not an upset. It is an upset. The Bengals were definitely 100% supposed to win this game. But when you get a second string QB, so let me get this straight. Wilson is hurt. White comes in, the second QB since 1950 with 400 pass yards in a first career start. Only other quarterback to do that is Newton, and he's home right now. So I don't know what exactly is going on, but again, there's several games that happen where you're like, oh my goodness, bro, it's Halloween, things are going to be wild, we're in the twilight zone. This was one of those games, because if you bet a parlay or whatever you were in, I'm pretty sure you guys bet the Bengals, so you guys lost money. It is what it is. Titans and the Colts. The Titans are fearing that Derrick Henry could have a broken foot. I just want to let everybody know, a lot of what goes on with the Tennessee Titans involves Derrick Henry, if you didn't know, if you didn't get the memo. Okay, so what's going to happen is Tannehill is just going to become a regular quarterback. All right, he won't be able to do that play action. Nobody's going to be in the box. The 8 dudes won't be there trying to take care of Henry. None of that will happen. And the crazy part about it is these games that they're winning, they're very, very close games, and they don't have to be. These games do not have to be close at all, but teams are staying in there with them, and Henry is somehow, miraculously keeping them alive at that 6-2. Just remember, though, if it's a broken foot, he's out for the season. So he's not coming back. The Titans are done, regardless of how you want to look at it. So it's a very, very concerning thing. If you're a Titans fan, my heart goes out to Derrick Henry, because I actually like him, bro. He's a guy, he's just a bulldozer. He just does whatever he wants, but this will be devastating. On the other side, Carson Wentz, he made it more interesting than it actually had to be by throwing a pick on the screenplay. It was really, really stupid, but the Colts are the Colts. I don't believe that Wentz was removed from the Eagles because he was a great quarterback. You don't just move on from players if they have talent. In most cases, this case they were right. The Rams and the Texans, it was just a major blowout. The Texans are not a good team right now, and they still have Deshaun Watson, which I don't know why, but they better fix this, bro. They better get rid of that guy super fast, because what I'm saying again, the cloud that he has over the team, him just being there is bad for the squad overall. I do believe that they're going to make a decision very, very soon to kind of get rid of him and get the 3 picks, but they're trying to figure out the logistics, because if the NFL decides to suspend him, it could really cause problems for a team. But like I said, talent-wise, they still know that he's a major talent. So people are going to still pursue him. But the Rams have to win this game. This is not anything important to talk about. What happened was supposed to happen. The Steelers and the Browns. This was pretty much a nip-tuck game. The Steelers and Big Ben, they're going to have to figure out how to... I guess this is his last year. If you think about it, it has to be his last year. But I'm going to talk about the Browns real quick, because I know a lot of you guys are going to blame Baker Mayfield about stuff. When it's things that he does and he deserves to be blamed, I will blame him. But you got dudes that are supposed to be clutch receivers, dropping 4th down passes. How do you not possession catch a ball in that situation? Tip passes, bounced off passes, all kind of weird stuff. And I know people just want to, jump down on Baker and, Baker this, Baker that. People have to make plays. You can't do anything as a quarterback if your players don't want to make plays. And I think he played well enough to win. Defensively, Myles Garrett is still a beast. The Browns are going to be the Browns, though. That's the thing. No matter how good they are, they're still going to be the Browns. Not the Browns with Jim Brown, just the Browns, dude. Like our modern-day Browns that just don't do anything. But the Steelers got a lot of work to do as well. They won the game, but it wasn't pretty. Eagles and the Lions. I expected the Lions to actually win this game. This was one of my upsets that I called. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to say, Dan Campbell, bro, you can't go 0-16. Love him as a coach. Love to see what he's doing. Bro, they sucked yesterday. I don't know how they even got 6 points. To be honest, I don't know how they moved the ball across the 50. And then you had Darius Big Play Slay doing whatever he wanted. Obviously, it's his ex-team. So when you play that team, it's like going to see your ex-girlfriend, and then now you got this model chick and you're just good. That's what Slay was doing out there. Don't get it misconstrued, though. The Eagles are not that good. The Lions are just that bad. Because I was getting that question, people like, what's going on, with the way that everything is going? What do you think about the Lions? Are they just really that trash, or are the Eagles really, really good? It's a mixture of a little bit of both, but I would say the Lions are a really, really bad team. And the Eagles, we have to see what happens in the second half of the season. But I don't think that they're like a formidable force. The Cowboys look like they have that on lock. So it is what it is. The Niners and the Bears, we finally got to see Justin Fields in his element. I think he looked pretty good. I think you got to see a taste of what that young man is going to be in the league. He just needs a few more weapons, and they can really, really rock out. He was very, very exciting to watch. He made the game a lot more exciting than it had to be. Garoppolo with 2 rushing touchdowns, whatever. Deebo Samuel was pretty good, but he's been 819 reception yards this season, the most in 7 games in San Francisco history, which is weird because they had Jerry Rice, T.O. Is that a real stat? I don't even know, dude. But it looks like that's what it is. I don't know. Why would they put that there if it's not true? These guys are like stat aficionados, so I honestly don't know what's going on with it. But again, with the way that everything is going, with the Niners, they're 3-4. I don't expect them to really make any noise, come playoff time. So people have to understand that this is something that is very, very important going forward. And, pretty much really, really watch it and, see how they go. I don't know. I don't think the Niners are good enough to actually do anything, but we'll see how that works. Panthers and the Falcons. All right. So let's get this straight right now. The Falcons, you guys told me how good the Falcons are. Cal, dig out your girl's pits. Yo, Gmias, he's better than you think. I think he's really good. I love him coming out of Florida. But I told you guys, I said, look, his quarterback is Matty Dry Ice. That's the problem. Matt Ryan is not a good quarterback. I don't care that he was an MVP. He is not, dude, he might be the only MVP to not go to the Hall of Fame. Like, if you think about it, like, usually when you get an MVP and a couple other stats, you're pretty good. It is what it is, but I don't believe that he's a guy that's good. Bro, shout out to Shannon Sharp, that he's a guy that we're going to be able to see anything with. It just doesn't make any sense, going forward. So we'll see how that works, but the Panthers were able to take care of them. I don't know how they did it. I thought the Falcons were a lock to actually win this game. It is what it is. Dolphins and the Bills, it was a wash. Tua might be part of the trade to get Deshaun Watson, and it's a reason for it. They don't believe in Tua, and if you watch this game, it was just pure domination from beginning to end. Pure domination from beginning to end, and a lot of what they were doing, they just made sure he couldn't escape the pocket. And when Tua can't run, he just gets like a caged mouse, bro. Like, he don't know what to do, and he just starts doing weird things. And the Bills defensively were just dominant. I don't think they should even had 11 points, but somehow they were able to miraculously do that. It is what it is. The Bills are for real. They got those 2 losses, and both their losses were pretty bad for the way that they lost. But I think for the most part, they're playing pretty well. And, going forward, we're going to see how they fit, because the Kansas City Chiefs suck. So in the AFC, I still believe the Bills are going to be there in the end. I think I'll see the Bills and the Ravens. That's like my prediction with that. So we'll see how that works. But speaking of the AFC, the Patriots and the Chargers, the Patriots for some reason know exactly, they just know how to play the Chargers, bro. Like Justin Herbert, he don't know what. Bill Belichick, the defense played like a Bill Belichick defense, and they only won by 3, which is to show you that the Patriots are going to be competitive, but to a certain point, because he didn't play well. Herbert did not play well, bro. That guy sucked in this game. I still love him as the franchise quarterback, but Bill Belichick has his number. And Belichick hasn't had a lot of quarterbacks' numbers this year. And, without Tom Brady, he just hasn't been that good as far as keeping the team in it. But defensively, they were really, really good. And that was the name of this game. That was pretty much everything that went into this game. If you didn't watch it, it was pretty much a game where, the defense was just dominating the Chargers, and that was it. But they were still able to put up points somehow. Because they're, pretty offensively prolific. But I'm going to tell you right now, this dude right here, Bill Belichick, that was like his type of game. Jaguars and the Seahawks. Geno Smith, I'm not going to apologize to him. I know you guys probably like, yo, Gmias, you saw what he did. He played pretty well. What do you think? I think he sucks. That's what I think. And it doesn't matter that he has one good game. Like, bro, I don't really care about that. Like, you can't expect me to say Geno Smith is that. Put it like this, right? You guys that are listening to this podcast, and people that are retired, and some of the, like your oldest grandparent, like the oldest one, could suit up and beat the Jaguars. Like, they're not a good team. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, Geno Smith. All I can tell you is this, Seahawks fans, Russell Wilson returns in about 2 weeks, and that's the best news that I've heard, and I don't even care about the Seahawks. So that's the situation that you guys need to focus on, and not focus on the fact that, Geno Smith got a win. Obviously, you want your backup to come in and do what he's been able to do, but he is nothing exciting. He actually made me throw up in my mouth watching him play, although they were winning. So it is something that maybe, we'll see how it works out over the next couple of weeks, but it's the Jaguars, bro. Everybody beats the Jaguars. The Washington football team and the Broncos. Here's another team where you guys will be like, yo, what about Teddy Tapwater? He sucks. The Broncos would be a much better team without Teddy Tapwater. That's my opinion. You guys can take it for whatever it's worth to you. But somehow, some way, he was able to make plays enough to beat a team that we thought defensively would be stout. And they've been nothing. They haven't been they've been so disgusting on defense for the most part. They're low-scoring games, but they give up a lot of third downs. They give up clutch plays. They have not been what we thought they would be. So it is something that we have to take a look at as far as Washington goes, and we have to start to evaluate it and figure out is this a team that we want to really say is going to be good? And I would go with no. I don't think that they're a good team. Obviously, they suck. From the quarterback down. And you know what's really crazy? Ron Rivera hasn't even looked at Cam Newton, which is very, very interesting for other teams that are probably going to try to pick him up. And going into that, the Buccaneers and the Saints. That was a very, very bad tackle, the horse collar. I think it was Devin White that did that to Jameis. It's a reason why it's an illegal tackle. And, I was very, very disappointed in that happened to Jameis, because although the Saints won, you kind of want to see Jameis do well. He's just that guy, you're playing against your ex-team. You want to see him do well, and, he gets hurt. And like I said, this was Halloween is crazy because Tom Brady looked very pedestrian. He looked extremely pedestrian. And the Saints defensively just dominated him. At the end, when he had the ball with 50-something seconds, we all thought he was going to drive down the field and kick a field goal and beat the Saints. And he just threw a Stevie. It looks like it was robber coverage with the safety just lurking, and he just threw it right to the safety. I don't know what that was, but it is what it is. They lost the game, and Jameis is out. We don't know how long yet, but it does look like a knee injury. We have to wait to see how it works out, but it was just not a good game for Tom Brady. And then the Cowboys and the Vikings, no Dak, no problem. A lot of the country had the Vikings winning because Dak was going to be out. And Cooper Rush, let me tell you something. If you watch this game, it was very, very emotional. Cooper to Cooper, bro. Cooper Rush to Amari Cooper, and Cooper Rush's family just being there to support him. You can't relive those moments any greater. Dude went out there, got the W, and it was a beautiful thing to see. Just to see what's going on. But the Cowboys, they might be for real. They're 6-1, bro. I know in the trash division, but you never know what might happen as people get healthier, people come back, and we hit the playoffs. So this is starting to get really, really exciting. I want to be totally honest with you guys. I never expected this record, nor for them to be this good. And I want to just see Dak play. It's kind of bad that he couldn't play, but he's been playing well throughout the year. Maybe he comes back and continues his great play. But that was very exciting to see them win without their starting quarterback. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. You have a beautiful day. Until next time, one love, y'all.